Welcome back to the class, students. Today we are going to learn how to create an application using App Inventor. So when a student is learning computer programming, it is traditional to start by learning to write hello world program, right? Any student is learning computer programming, it's a traditional to start learning to write a hello world application. A hello world program is a simple program that merely displays the word like hello world for and where on the screen. It is going to be displayed on the screen. So in this class, we are going to learn how we are going to create an application, means the first most application, which is hello world application using App Inventor, right? Firstly, we have to know what is the process of creating this application. The process of creating this application is divided into two parts. The first part, we are going to create an application screen. Coming to the next part, we will use the blocks editor. For what? We will use the blocks editor to write the code. For what purpose we have to write the code? To display the message, to display the output. So mainly the process is divided into two parts. The first part is going to be created application screen. Coming to the next part, we are going to use blocks editor to write the code to display the message, which is an output. Clear? So before starting the application, firstly we should have to run the App Inventor in your computer. Suppose in your computer, if App Inventor is not running on your computer, so what should we do? We should have to run App Inventor in your computer. How? How is it possible? Now I will explain you how you are going to be run App Inventor in your computer. Now I am going to tell what are the steps to run App Inventor in your computer. So the first step is you have to open Google Chrome or any browser, and in the search option write MIT App Inventor and click on enter. And when you get so many options regarding MIT App Inventor, the first option, MIT search option, MIT App Inventor, right click on that and click on open link in new tab. We will get a new page. Go there, and here can you see here MIT App Inventor in the left side, and the right side you will be seeing create apps. You just click on the create apps. So, and when you click on the create apps, so we should have to give our Google username and password. Everybody is having Google account, right? If not, if you are not having any Google account right now, you have to create one Google account. So what is the username, password you should have to present here? You should have to give here. I have already an Google account and just log in into my account. So after giving username and password, you will be getting MIT App Inventor homepage like this. So when you are starting the new project, we should go with the project menu. Click on that. You will go with the option of start new project. Here we have to give our project name here. So I'm going to give my project name as first application. First application. So make sure while giving the project name, it cannot contain spaces between the characters. So instead of giving spaces, you just give underscore. It can be accepted. Then click on OK button. So you can see in the left side top, you will get our project name first underscore application, right? In the left side, we have a palette window. In the palette window, we have user interface section. In the user interface section, we have so many components are available. With the help of these components, we can create one application. These components, we can also call it as a fundamental components. With the help of these fundamental components, we can make one application. So the middle part, which is viewer level, in the viewer level itself only we have a screen. So in the screen, on the screen only, we are going to be drag all our components which are helpful to create our applications. All the components we are going to be dragging onto the screen. So here the screen is already selected. Like can you see here component section? In the component section, screen is highlighted. So why? Because we have whatever components we are going to be drag from the user interface, those components we are going to be inserted on the screen. So make sure while inserted on the screen, we should have to give alignment, whether it is left alignment, right or bottom or center. So on that note, we have to change our screen components. So for that note, screen it is already selected. We should go with the properties of screen here. So make sure if you want to give the center alignment for your components, align horizontal property of screen, go with the align horizontal and click on that. You go with the center option. And that next, if you want the entire black background color which is in white color, you want to make any different colors, go with the any color. For that note, we have to go with the property of background color. So one more property we need to change on the screen, which is property of title under screen. So what is the title of here? Screen 1. You just remove that one and write down what I am going to create here. My first hello world application. My first hello world application. So just press on the enter and you can see here, instead of previously we are seeing screen 1 here on the top of the screen. Now we can see, now we are able to see here my first hello world app. For creating hello world application, we need to take two components. Those are button and label. Only we need to take two components. Those are button component and label component. Why these two components only taken? Why not other components? Means for button component, when we click on the button, when we just click on the button, we are going to see, we just want to display our output. For the display purpose, I am using label component. For clicking purpose, I am using button component. Clear? Now I am going to drag our first component, which is label component, from user interface to viewer level. You just select the label component and just hold the label component and click and drag onto the screen. So when we drag on the screen, can you see here in the components window, label 1 component is added. So all that we need to do, we just change the name of the label. Why? Because sometimes according to our application, we need to drag so many labels. On that note, we will get label 1, label 2, label 3. We can get confused. What is the purpose of label 1? What is the purpose of label 2? So on that note, we should have to give one purposeful name for that label. On that note, we are going to first we have to select the label and click on the rename button. So what is the world name? Label 1. I am going to give my new name here, which is label message. Whatever you can give according to your understanding. So I'm just click on OK button. See here our label 1, previously it has in label 1, now it is changed into the label message. So now after that we need to change the properties of label. So for that we should go, if you want to change background color of the label, you just go with whatever color you like, you go and you go with the text. So what here is text. Under text property we have text for label 1. You just select and delete the text here. Press enter key and see here screen. What will happen when we delete the text property? Whatever it has written under the text property, when we deleted, the entire label is going to be become very small. So what is the purpose? It has done like this because the label width and height properties are both set to automatic, because the label width and height properties are both set to automatic. Recall that it means the label size will automatically adjust to match the size of the text that it displays. It is going to be automatically adjust the size of the text that it displays. Whatever you are going to be give, it doesn't matter you are giving just only one word hello world. Sometimes you need to display at least 2 lines of information. That time this text label component is going to be adjust according to the text that it displays. Because the text property is now empty, the label displays nothing and its size automatically shrinks down to nothing. Whatever you are going to be, according to the text, it is going to be shrinks. In fact, the only way that you can see label in the viewer is to select in the components column, the button component. So on that note, we should have to drag the button component from the user interface section of the palette to the viewer. Notice that you drag the component, a thin blue line appears in the viewer showing where the component will be inserted. On that note, the blue line is going to be appeared. So make sure the button 1 component is added in the component section. So for previously we have done rename for the label. As usual, we should have to rename to the button also. On that note, we have to select the button component and click on the rename button. So previously it has the old name, it is button 1, and now I'm going to give the new name of what we should give for the new name. Click here. Can we write? Click here. Now see here, what is the button 1 name changed here? Now click here. Now as usual, we should go with the properties of button also. So it is in the background color black. So whatever color you like, you can change the color. So red is very dominating, no? We'll go with some light color gray, and so here text property, we should go with the text property. What it has written under text property, text for button 1. So delete that one and write down, click here to see a message. Click here to see a message. Just click on OK. What it is written here? Click here to see a message. And one more important note I'm going to share with you. Just go with select on the label message. Select label message. When you select the label message, automatically in the properties window we will get label message properties. Make sure that when you are during that output time, we should want to see our output in the bold letters. You just click on select here bold and font italic. If you want to see your font size at least 25, so just otherwise 20, it's up to you. Just click. So it is useful when the time of output. Till now you have added all the components that you will need for this app, right? Although you haven't written any code. So this would be a good time to preview the app's screen in the emulator. So how can you connect emulator? Means just click the connect button in the upper area of the app inventor screen. Did you see here? You have to click connect button in the upper area of the app inventor screen and then click emulator on the menu that appears. You just click on the emulator. So it might take several minutes for the emulator to be created in the computer's memory. Once the emulator has been created and initialized, it will appear. I will show, wait a second, how can it will be appear. Once the emulator has been created and initialized, it will appear like this. See, can you see here button? It is there. Click here to see a message. So this is the emulator. Although the app is running in the emulator, it is not capable of doing anything other than displaying the screen. Only the screen is going to be displayed. It cannot, it means that it's not capable of doing anything rather than running the screen or displaying the screen. If you click button component, if you click on the, our task is only when you click on the button, you will get one text message, right? But now when we will go and click on the button component, so I'm clicking here, nothing will happen. Why? Because we have not yet written written the code that executes when the button is clicked. So why it is not happening anything? Because you have not yet written the code that executes when the button is clicked. We'll see how we are going to give the code with the help of blocks. Clear? When we click on the button, it says one drawer will open. So in this drawer we'll have so many blocks will be containing which is related to the button. So among all these we have to select one block which is needed to run our applications. So I'm going to select this button. We just drag onto the workspace. After that we have to click on the label message. Again, one drawer will open containing blocks related to the label. So drag among all these, I need to drag one block which is set label message text. I'm searching here. Set label message text. I'm choosing here this one, set label message text. Just drag and onto the screen and it snap it together. Okay. Afterwards, we should click on the text which is available in the built-in operations text. So we should click on empty text block. You just click this. Among all these, we should only select empty text string block. Drag the text string block to the workspace and snap it into the socket of the set. You have to be snap into the socket of the set label message. Once set into label text message, now we have to give the text into the empty text box. So I'm going to write here, welcome to App Inventor. Welcome to App Inventor. So just click on enter. So this is all we are giving code to an application. You will hear a click indicating that blocks snapped together, and the workspace should be like this. So the first block indicating the button and the middle block is indicating the label, and in the text we are taking one empty text block, dragging from the built-in operations in the empty text block. I'm going to I have already written welcome to App Inventor. Now you will change the suppose if you want to change the text here, just click on here and you want to change the text, we can change the text according to your wish. Okay. Now you are ready to test the app right now. Now you are ready to test your app. In the emulator, just click the button where click here to see a message. When we click on this message, you will get one message on label which is welcome to App Inventor. Clear?